Good morning, all of you. Can you hear me? Okay. So, yesterday we were dealing with tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids. Tetrahedral void is surrounded by 4 spheres, while octahedral void is surrounded by 6 spheres. Tetrahedral voids are smaller as compared to the octahedral void. In tetrahedral void you can keep a small atom. Consider atoms as symmetrical, spherically symmetrical. So, just like a small sphere, you can consider the radius of that sphere, a small sphere that can be kept in that void, tetrahedral void. Similarly, you can consider a small sphere, a small cation or small atom, spherically symmetrical small cation you can keep inside an octahedral void. Its radius also you can consider. The small sphere's radius is taken as small r, while that bigger spheres which make the crystal lattice, its radius is taken as capital R. So, small r is the radius of the void and capital R is the radius of the sphere. We made the crystal lattice with big spheres. Big spheres or big atoms or anions make the entire crystal lattice, and the gaps are filled by small cations or small atoms. Now, let's see the radius ratio in the case of octahedral void. Radius ratio means small r upon capital R. Small r is the radius of cation and capital R is the radius of the sphere. What is the relation between the small r and capital R in the case of octahedral void? So, 4 spheres at the corners of a square and 1 sphere above and 1 sphere below. That is an octahedron, and in between is the octahedral void where you can keep a small cation. Small cation is shown with that black circle. This is R from here to here, R, and this is again R, that is the radius of the anion or that bigger atom. Now, you can consider the center of this black sphere. Construct a right angle triangle. So, this angle is 90. So, you can apply Pythagoras theorem here. The small radius, that is, I am writing with this blue R. This is again R. Capital R, capital R. So, in this Pythagoras triangle, you can write the equation, that is R plus R whole square plus R plus R whole square is equal to from here to here, that is 2r whole square. Or you can write 2r plus r whole square is equal to 4r square. You can cancel this 2 and you can take the square root. When you take the square root, r plus r is equal to root 2r, or r plus r divided by that r is equal to root 2. R plus r means you can write it as r plus r, r divided by r and small r upon r is equal to, that is 1.414 root 2 value. This is 1 plus r divided by r is equal to 1.414, or r divided by r is equal to 1.414 minus 1 is equal to 0.414. So this is the radius ratio. The radius ratio small r upon capital R is equal to 0.414. This is the radius ratio of small atom and that of radius ratio of that of capital R means that is a bigger atom. Once again, according to the Pythagoras triangle, r plus r, that means from here to here, plus from here to here, that is equal to 2r square. So you can add these two, that is twice r plus r square, twice r plus r square is equal to 4r square this time. You can cancel 2 from both the sides, so we have cancelled this thing, so we cancelled here. Now we are taking the square root. Square root, that is here it is r plus r, so under root 2, then here r. I am taking this r to the left hand side, so it will come in the denominator. R plus r upon capital R is equal to root 2. R plus r divided by r means you are dividing each one by r. So I am expanding this. R by r is plus small r upon capital R is equal to root 2 value. This is 1. This much portion is 1 plus r upon r is equal to 1.414, or r upon r, small r upon capital R is equal to 0.414. So this is the radius ratio in the case of octahedral void. What are the differences between octahedral void and tetrahedral void? Next heading, that is differences between octahedral and tetrahedral void. For you, only this radius ratio derivation is there. Tetrahedral void and octahedral void. So we have placed only two layers, A layer and B layer. We haven't gone for the C layer. So by keeping this B layer, we are getting two types of voids, tetrahedral void and octahedral void. Now, number 1, tetrahedral voids. You see that void is surrounded by 4 atoms. But in the case of octahedral void, that void is surrounded by 6 atoms. So what is the coordination number of tetrahedral void? Coordination number is equal to 4. But here coordination number is equal to 6. So that is one difference. And you know that tetrahedral void is smaller, octahedral void is bigger. Number 3, radius ratio r upon r is equal to, octahedral void we have found out, that is r upon r is equal to 0.414, but here r upon r is equal to 0.225. This is the radius ratio. Now you have to draw that diagram of that octahedral void. Octahedral void and tetrahedral void. Tetrahedral void, that is one sphere, and this sphere, all spheres are of equal size. And on these three you have to draw one sphere of equal size. In the case of octahedral void, that is one sphere, three are of the second layer, and three are of the first layer. Black spheres are of first layer, so using these 6 spheres you can construct or you can make an octahedral void. So these are the differences. Diagram. So here you will not be able to see the tetrahedral void. The tetrahedral void is in between these 4 spheres, octahedral void is in between these 6 spheres. So that is these are the differences between tetrahedral void and octahedral void. Now in a crystal lattice, how many tetrahedral voids are there? How many octahedral voids are there? In a crystal lattice, if n is the number of atoms by which you are making the crystal lattice, then there will be 2n tetrahedral voids and there will be n octahedral voids. If you make many layers, if you are using n atoms, n bigger atoms, then and if you count the number of octahedral voids, you will be getting the same number of octahedral voids, while tetrahedral voids, when you count, you will be getting double the number, that is twice n. Now we are going to third layer placement. Placing the third layer. Third layer can be placed on the second layer. For that I am going to the diagram. third layer spheres can be kept either on these tetrahedral voids or on octahedral voids. When you keep the third layer balls or spheres or atoms or molecules on all the tetrahedral voids, that time you cannot keep on octahedral voids. See here, then you cannot keep a ball on this. This is a tetrahedral void, this is an octahedral void. If you keep a ball on tetrahedral voids, then you cannot keep on octahedral voids. You see this gap, this is a tetrahedral void. If you keep on this, then the nearby octahedral void cannot keep another ball. So here we are talking now only of bigger balls, only of the bigger balls. So here I am going to keep the third layer ball, third layer sphere, third layer atom. You consider an atom in the form of a sphere, that is a ball. If you keep a ball on all, means if you keep balls on all tetrahedral voids, I told you, then you cannot keep at octahedral voids. If you are keeping on octahedral voids, then you cannot keep on tetrahedral voids. Let's take that option where you are keeping the balls on all tetrahedral voids. So one ball will be kept over here. I am going to keep a blue ball. On this I am going to keep a blue ball. Now you see, this blue ball is just in alignment with a ball of A layer, first layer. First layer ball, its boundary you can see, that is that black, that boundary, this is that first layer ball, right, first layer ball, and this one is the second layer ball, and this blue ball again just in alignment with that first layer ball, that is A layer ball. So the third layer, that is this blue, ball is in alignment with A layer ball. So I will be calling this blue ball again A layer. First layer is A layer. First layer is A layer. Second layer, B layer balls are not in alignment with that first layer A ball. Now third layer, this blue is in alignment with, in the same direction, in the same place, just above that first layer A balls. So I will be calling this third layer again A layer only, because it is in same alignment with A layer balls. Now if you keep the next layer, then it will be B layer, next layer A layer, next layer B layer. So you are getting the layers in this format, in this fashion, A, B, A, B, A, B. Such type of close packing is called hexagonal close packing, HCP. Hexagonal close packing, HCP. Now you consider other packing where the balls are kept only on the octahedral voids. Just now we kept on tetrahedral voids. Sujal Sukeja. Sujal Sukeja, are you of 12th class? Now I am teaching class 12th. Next period is 11th. Leave the class and go. Okay. Now instead of keeping this blue balls on this space, now I am going to keep the third layer blue balls on the octahedral voids, on all octahedral voids. All octahedral voids I am keeping. So this ball is not in alignment with A layer ball. It is not in alignment with B layer ball. This one, B layer ball. This is a new alignment. So we will be calling this layer. This is entirely new alignment, new spacing, new placing. I am calling this as a new layer called C layer. First one is A layer, B layer usse hatke, C layer usse bhi hatke. That means a new layer, C layer. Now if you keep the next fourth layer, it will be coming on A layer. So this arrangement is ABC, ABC, ABC. This type of close packing is called CCP close packing, that is cubic close packing, which is also called FCC. FCC means CCP. The previous one AB, 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 AB is HCP. ABC, ABC, ABC is CCP or FCC structure. Both are equally efficient. In FCC or HCP structure, both are equally efficient with 74% packing efficiency. In both the cases, coordination number is 12. What is meant by the coordination number of this bigger sphere? Bigger sphere coordination number. For that, you can consider a second layer ball. Second layer ball. I am going to show that with this ball. Second layer ball. This ball is in contact with how many balls in its second layer, in its own layer? That is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the central ball is in contact with 6 balls in its own layer, and it is in contact with 3 balls of A layer. A layer, I am marking it as with blue color. That is this ball, first layer, then this ball, first layer, this ball, first layer. So that is A layer. The central red ball is in contact with 6 balls in its own layer, 3 balls from the below layer, and similarly 3 balls from the above C layer. From A layer 3 balls, from B layer 6 balls, and above this B layer, that is from C layer, again 3 balls. So altogether the red ball, central red ball is in contact with central red ball is in contact with 12 balls of same size anions or bigger balls, by which you make the crystal lattice. So its coordination number is 12. This is the same case. So what we have seen here, we have shown here, that is A layer, B layer, A layer, B layer, A layer, B layer, or ABC, ABC, ABC. In both the cases, the coordination number is 12. One big ball's coordination number is 4. Sorry, big ball coordination number is 12. So that's about the coordination number. Both the arrangements are equally efficient, that is 74%. Whether it is HCP, whether it is HCP or CCP. CCP means FCC. Sometimes in the question you will see CCP, sometimes FCC. In both the cases you have to take the number of atoms. Number of atoms is equal to 4. In the case of HCP, unit cell contains 6, number of atoms 6. The derivation is not for you. In both the cases, the efficiency, packing efficiency is 74%, equally efficient. Number of atoms in FCC 4, number of atoms in HCP 6, but this is not required for you. Now I told you the number of volts